Are you living mindfully? In this video today, we are going to learn a popular definition of mindfulness. We're going to break that down so you really understand what mindfulness is, so that you can go through your day and start to notice if you're already having mindful moments, and also how to cultivate more mindful moments within your day. A popular definition of mindfulness comes from a fellow named Jon Kabat-Zinn. He is one of the leading researchers on this topic, and he defines mindfulness as the awareness that arises when we are paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment. And I like that he adds that we do this in the service of self-understanding and wisdom. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, is going on our human journeys here and being able to learn as we go. So let's break this down a little bit more. So what does it mean to have awareness? Awareness is just when you are noticing what is happening in the present moment, as opposed to being immersed in it or just kind of going with the flow of it. We have those moments in our life too, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But awareness is when we start to learn from the present moment and we can start to see more of the truth of what is happening in that present moment. Now, when we're paying attention on purpose, it means that we're doing this intentionally. So there is this sense of intentionality that needs to come with this practice of mindfulness. And it's something that we choose to do, and we choose to have more moments of these throughout our day. Okay? And when we look at doing this from a place of non-judgment, what that means is that we look at whatever it is that's coming up in that present moment from a place of neutrality. And this is really where the learning comes from, because when we are judging a situation as good or bad, positive or negative, it can affect the healing process. So anytime that something comes up within us, whether it's a charged negative emotional experience or a charged positive emotional experience, either way, it is an experience that is trying to teach us more about ourselves. And so when we can look at this from a place of non-judgment, what happens is that our awareness starts to expand, and instead of pushing away the negative in favor of the positive, we can bring the negative experiences a little bit closer to us so that we can get more understanding from them and what they're trying to teach us. In our society today, it's very culturally normal to move away from what we would label or consider as bad feelings. As human beings, we naturally are pleasure seeking. And so of course we want more moments of joy, happiness, love, and nourishment in our lives. But in order to expand into more of those experiences, we also need to tend to those old hurts, those wounds, those patterns that we carry with us. And we can't tend to those if we keep pushing them down into kind of the depths of our awareness. We need to let them bubble up to the surface. And it's really the practice of mindfulness that allows us to do this. However, because it is our impulsive nature, or we always have the impulse to push away the negative or what we label as the negative, sometimes we miss some of the lessons that are coming forward to us, that if we learn those lessons, we'd be able to expand more into those feelings of peace and joy. So there is an intentionality. We have to practice mindfulness on purpose because it's not always comfortable. And so we just need to get a little bit more comfortable with sitting with the discomfort. And again, the way to do this is through that non-judgment. So as we welcome some of those, what we would say, more difficult experiences to come into our awareness so that we can learn from them, as long as we're not judging it as good or bad, we can just let it be neutral. It gives it a little bit of space to breathe, okay? And again, mindfulness is a practice. It's something that we might just welcome a little bit of that discomfort forward to be able to look at it and tease it out and learn from it. And as you get better at practicing mindfulness, you're going to be able to hold more space for the spectrum of emotions and experiences that we have as humans, rather than just staying in kind of a small, safe little box. All right. And I like that he adds in the purpose of self-understanding and wisdom, because that is what being human is all about. We're here to learn and to grow and to expand and to heal those wounds that we've had. And so the practice of mindfulness, when we do it in the spirit of service towards ourselves, we need to heal ourselves in order for that healing to expand to others and to our world. And so when we do it from this perspective, it gives us some purpose as well to follow this path of mindfulness, when we hold the intention that we are here to not only heal ourselves, but to heal each other as well. Okay? So a lot of people I work with are actually already having mindful moments in their lives. They just might not realize or have the language to speak to the fact that this is a mindful moment. So you'll know if you're having a mindful moment in your life if you find yourself saying something like, "Oh, I noticed when this event happened, this is how I responded. So when that person cut me off in traffic, I felt really scared. I thought I was going to get in a car accident. And that fear led me to feel angry at that person for cutting me off." So that would be a moment of mindfulness. If you're not in mindfulness, the person cuts you off, you get angry, you start yelling at them, thinking they can hear you from your car, and you just have the experience, and you might carry that experience with you throughout the day. You go home, you tell your loved ones that this person cut you off in traffic, and you just are in and immersed in the experience. You haven't separated yourself from it enough to be able to give language or have some understanding of what exactly happened. So I'm going to do another video that talks on the benefits of mindfulness, but for today, just know that mindfulness is a practice. So as we start to cultivate more mindfulness into our everyday lives, we will start to notice more and start to heal those parts of ourselves that are coming up and asking for healing. So I wish you lots of love on your journey forward, and we will see you back soon for the next video.